Your 100,000 can give you almost 500,000 in 10 years or even less. Even 7 years can do that magic. The bottom line is that first money. That first money is all that you need, and that is the truth. The idea is the mindset. Sitting on the sideline is even worse. The only time I've lost money for multifamily is when I'm doing the due diligence, and that is allowed. I rather prefer to lose money trying to find out if you want to give me a bad property than losing money on the deal. And let me tell you why I know this is possible and how I've been able to use it to my own benefit. Like I said, for those of you that were not here at the beginning, we bought a single family house in Palm Desert in California. For those of you that are based in California, if you know Palm Desert, we bought that house that time and we were able to do a fix and flip. We did everything within 3 to 4 months. We sold and we took that money. We did a 1031 exchange and we bought 2 properties with it. Guess what? Because we understood the business plan from that deal, we decided to implement. The moment we bought it, we started doing our business plan. Some of the rents on the properties were 400,000, but we've already done the market survey and we quite understood the market, and we knew that the current owner of this property was not conscious of what the market was doing. So the market was currently at 900 or 850 and the seller was at 400. We had that information. We knew that the moment we take off that property, we're going to boost up rent, and the only thing we needed to do maybe was to renovate the unit and boost up rent, and that was what we did. And voila, a year plus or so, that property appreciated and we pulled that money out again, and we used that money to invest in 3 other deals, bigger deals, and taking out that equity from those 2 smaller multifamily to do 3 other bigger deals. Now the bigger deals, one of them is set to be refinanced again, and already myself and Ify and some other people are already having a conversation on how some of us can roll over that money to another bigger deal or another deal. If you look at the origin of the so-called money that is producing these deals, it was from one single family. In short, we bought that single family for I think $325,000. That was the initial price before we did renovations and we sold it and we flipped it and all that. But come to think of it, the origin of we building our portfolio, majority of it came from that one singular asset. Yours might be in form of compounding your interest through this format, like reinvesting your proceeds, whatever returns that they've given to you. You can do that. I do not use the strategy because I need my cash flow to spend, to use to do other things. So this is not my strategy, but I see people doing it and it's still going to produce the same type of compounding interest. My own strategy is I use equity to invest. I can tell you for a fact I've not brought out cash from my pocket to say I'm investing in a deal. And if I'm sure you're aware of it, every time I'm telling you we are pulling out what to do something. That is what we do. We always go and pull out money from somewhere. We look for one of our properties that is ripe or one that you need to exit on. We either sell, we pull our equity and we use it to reinvest, and that now multiplies. When that one grows to a certain point, we pull out again, put in another one. That is how we build wealth. So it's not really about what do I have? I don't have, I can't keep investing or I'm tapped out. There are even cases whereby we even take out loans to do an investment. And the only thing we always get to do is what is the returns versus the amount we are paying on interest on whatever loan we are taking. That strategy too, we also use it. And what that does is that after a period of time, we pay out the loan because we already know that the investment is going to help us service the interest for that loan that we are taking. Then over a period of time, we pay it off. And we know that whatever it is that we've taken as a loan, we've already used it and maybe it's multiplying and it's going to yield fruit for another deal. So guys, the idea of this webinar that we are having is to ensure that you guys know that there are options for you to scale, or there are ways for you to scale in multifamily without necessarily having to empty your pocket. You just need to think about what exactly do you have and how can you use that one thing to multiply into so many things. You can literally do that. So that is the mindset that everyone will need to have. The bottom line is, how do I start? Where do I get that first money to start up my multifamily journey? Because there's been been a lot of paralysis analysis going on among us, especially in this group. It's unfortunate that some of the normal people that normally come for these meetings are not here, but I wish they were here for them to hear what I have to say. It will get to a certain point where you need to take the move. I believe if you've been here for more than 6 months or 1 year, you need to start taking that move as in ASAP. You need to figure out what, where, how, what do I have in my hand to start. The bottom line is that first money. That first money is all that you need, and that is the truth. The idea is the mindset, and some of us are not even aware of what we have exactly. I'm sorry, some of us are not Christians here, but I would like to use this analogy from the Bible. This was what the widowed woman that they wanted to take her son came to meet Elijah, and Elijah asked her just one question: what do you have? And she said nothing. And truth be told, it looked like she was right, that she really had nothing, until he asked her again, what do you have? Because he knew that she had something, but maybe she was not aware of what she had. And she said, I just have a bottle of oil. And guess what? From there, we could see the first example of what compounding factor, compounding action could do. From one oil, it became multiple and multiple and multiple. But the first thing was for her to even realize what she had. So now the thing is, you don't need to follow just because everybody is doing it. If you're not convinced about multifamily, please don't try it. There are some very hard decisions that we take on multifamily. For me, I am sold and overly sold, and I can go tomorrow, pull out equity from my house and invest. I will not even blink an eye, especially if I trust my deal or trust the deal. I'm doing it and I'm not even going to think twice because the job has been done ahead. But I would not recommend that for some of you that are new, that do not understand the implication. In multifamily, some people have lost money, they've lost a lot of money, a lot. And some are still going to lose because some houses are almost due for foreclosure. So it's not void of risk. There's a lot of risk in multifamily. But the idea is, if you decide to sit on the sideline and keep watching, many things would have gone. We had a deal 2 years ago that we put on that contract. And there was this person that if he was chasing, then I was chasing. Then finally, after a year plus, he decided to invest. But the story around that was that we're busy chasing him. And just almost 2 years later, he was the one not chasing us. And he wants to invest in that deal because he saw what was happening and he felt that, okay, he wants to invest in the deal. And guess what? The deal is a deal that we're refinancing anytime now. So because he sat on the sideline, he cannot compound any money from that deal. It's gone. It's gone. He was literally begging, please, Bibi, is there any way you can see if I can come in? I said, no, there's no way. There's no way for you to come in. It's done. We're done. You can come in, So the bottom line is, sitting on the sideline is even worse. Now, do we have very serious concerning risk in multifamily? Oh, yes, they are. Have we lost money? For some of you, might not have lost, but me here, myself and John, we've lost a lot. I cannot even be saying it. I cannot. We've lost a lot of money. Some properties, especially single family, some of them we had to even sell below what we bought it for. Some of them we just broke even to just stop the bleeding. We've not had this experience with multifamily because of the due diligence aspect and the fact that it's based on performance. Because if you buy well and you're able to operate the property well, it should give that result that you want. But for single family, I can't say that for it. I can put as much money as I want. If the market is not performing, it's not performing. Just a few hours before this meeting, we went to Zillow. We're not checking the value of our property, the one that I moved from California to here. We bought that property for almost 1.2 million. Just within 1 year, the property rose from 1.2 to 1.7 in terms of value. Guess what? I went back to check it. It's now 1.375. How did it happen? That just happened. You know why? Because it is based on comparables. Too much loss. Equity just went. Almost $400,000 just went down the line. So these are things that you cannot control with single family. So that's why anytime, any day, I would like to cut my losses. If a single family is not helping me, I'll pull it out and look for that multifamily that I can compound with. I can tell you for a fact that for multifamily, the only time I've lost money for multifamily is when I'm doing the due diligence. And that is allowed. I rather prefer to lose money trying to find out if you want to give me a bad property than losing money on the deal. So yes, we've lost money on due diligence when we are about buying a property, which is good. I will not counter it as bad because those are sacrifices we have to pay to get a good deal. But up to date, say we've lost money on a multifamily, no, because it's really based on performance. So I'm going towards a direction. For this compounding action or effect to work, you must must invest that money on a good deal. You cannot just throw it and say, okay, BB said we can compound our money for 100,000, I can get 475,000. That's not what I'm saying. First of all, that money must go to a good deal. Where is the property? Have they done their due diligence? Did they buy it well? Who is in charge of it? Who are the people overseeing this property? Can you trust them? What is their experience like? Those are questions you should start before you now take your hard-earned equity, your own house equity. Imagine you're pulling out the equity from your primary home and investing it in a deal, and the deal fails. You won't forgive yourself. You will not. But that is the reality of life. So it's important that you understand where you are putting in that money. But the compounding effect is real, guys. I'm telling you, I don't know how to explain it. From one single family property, we were able to build our portfolio. I do not bring out cash from my pocket. In short, I don't even have cash from my pocket, but I have equity that I use to invest. And that is what I'm using. And that's what we are using to keep investing. That is what it is. Already, the one who wants to refinance, we're already thinking, where are we going to put that one? Where are we going to do it? And that's one, because we invested a lot of money in that one. We're looking at, okay, we're not going to channel all into one deal. We're going to use it to multiply and do maybe several other deals. So imagine we getting back some portion of, let's say we get back 300 from part of our money from that deal. We get $300,000. I can literally use that 300,000 on 3 other deals and give those other deals another 3 to 4 years again. And I refinance, pull out money again, do another 8 deals, 2, maybe do another 6 deals again. Guys, that's what I'm doing. That is the secret of how I do my investment. So guys, you have something. You should start your journey, because truth be told, I won't lie to you, we can't continue this fellowship gathering forever and ever. It's not going to happen. In short, my course, I've done a course. I did it 2 months ago. They're building the website and all that. It's going to be out. Imagine if that comes out. Do you think I would still want to be giving out free things like this? I would not. I would not, because I poured out my mind, my spirit, my soul into that course. My own experience. I don't know about any other person's own. I'm not duplicating anybody's own. It's what me I did. That's what I put there. So we are trying to say, please, guys, there's fire on the mountain. Dollar is losing value. In short, in the last 6 months, the dollar value has become very bad. That people are moving towards other things. So people are moving into crypto. Some people are moving into gold. But the point here is that dollar is losing money. So do you want to keep holding on to it and just be looking at it sitting pretty? You don't want to do that. Another thing is, you don't want to still hold on to lazy equity. There's some monies somewhere that you know you can pull out, but don't pull it if you're not convinced about the deal. If you've not done your own due diligence on that deal, don't pull it out. And if you don't have a way to service the loan of that will not stress you, because there's something about money. I categorize it into 4 different areas. Money is for spending. I don't believe in saving 100% of your money. Don't spend it. It's your money. You worked for it. Enjoy it. Money is meant for saving. Money is meant for investing. And the last of it is meant to be given out. So I practice these 4 things. I give out on a monthly basis. I spend it. I try to buy one thing for myself. One thing I like to buy is wigs. So if you see me different wigs, guys. I am so in love with hair. Anything has to do with hair, I'm so in love with it. I'm guilty as charged. If you want to say, where is baby's money going to? That is where it's going to. At least I just try to reward myself with it, and I do that. Now I'm trying to say, okay, let me buy something that would not appreciate, even if I'm spending on myself. So I'm looking at buying jewelries that are gold in form of investing, and also in form of making, see, I'm putting on some, I'm just like, in case tomorrow I need to liquidate, I can go to a pawn shop, sell everything, and my money is out. So you need to spend on yourself, you need to invest a portion of it, and you need to also give out. All these things, if you know that taking out equity from your house is not going to break you, it's not going to make you go broke, and you're sure of what that deal will do, then by all means do it, because that 100,000 that you're keeping sleeping pretty can devalue in a matter of 1 or 2 years. So this thing I'm saying, it was in 2002, that house was 1.7, right now is 1.375. Just in 2-3 years, almost 400,000 has gone. The mistake I think we made was, I should have refinanced it at that time, pulled out that equity at that time and used it for other days, but I didn't do that, and the money has gone. Go and check the value of your homes now and see where it was last year compared to where it is right now. I can assure you that some of you will be like, what has happened? So take out time, go check the value of where you stay and see that you notice some. That is how you can build wealth. It's not by your W2. You can't build wealth with W2. It's only a matter of time you'll be tapped out. You can't. How much jobs do you want to do to keep saving 100,000 300,000 for 3 investments per year. Is it easy? 300,000 per year, it's not easy, especially if you're not a doctor. Even doctors, some of them will tell you they can't even save that amount in a year for investment. So if you fall into that category, then there are options. Think about it and all that. So I will wrap up by saying that for those of you that are looking to take the bold step, you can reach out to Ify or myself. We have a deal currently and we are closing the door as it is. We have few thousands, it's not even up to 1 million to raise any longer, and once it's done, it's done. For those of you that know us, you know we do a thorough job. I have a team member here that invested with me on my last deal. She can tell you how thorough we are, and we do thorough jobs. Even after we've closed, it's like we are still in a battlefield and all that. So if you're interested, you have Ify's contact, you can reach me, reach her, and start up your journey. You have what it takes. Start it. Your 100,000 can give you almost 500,000 in 10 years or even less. Even 7 years can do that magic. Yeah, so I'll hand over to you, Ify.